Start off your afternoons with Ashton and Selo, as they calm your nerves and shine a light into your life. This is the afternoon show with Ashton and Selo.
Thanks for tuning in here to the afternoon show. Today, Ashton and I will be talking about self-love as a tribute to the late Louise Hay. Louise Hay passed away yesterday, and she was such a big piece of the spiritual community, so we thought it would be proper for us to do a tribute today. We'll get into all of that, plus brand new uplifting prank calls, right after this song. This is Give Thanks by Bloom.
Thank you for all you've given me. Thank you, Great Spirit, infinitely. Thanks for this opportunity to be part of this sweet story. For bird songs in the morning, lullabies at night. For the sand sifting in the hourglass, the darkness and the light. Thanks for an earth to walk on. Thanks for a voice to sing. And a great big sky to fly in. Thanks for giving me my wings. Bless it all and give thanks for this beloved mystery. Can mend each heart that starts to break. Oh, bless it all and give thanks. Let us open up our channels as this earth begins to wake up. Da da da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Say infinite love and gratitude too. May our grass stay green and our sky stay blue. May our cycle continue to ever unfold. For the story is the greatest that has ever been told. But we all breathe this air when we're young and we're old. May we purify our pathways, may our hearts stay bold. With the courage of a lion looking after her cubs, we must protect this planet with the power of love. Bless it all and give thanks for this beloved mystery. Can mend each heart that starts to break. Oh, bless it all and give thanks. Let us open up our channels as this earth begins to wake up. Da da da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Went outside and Spirit spoke to me as I took off my shoes beneath the Joshua tree. I was told you're already where you're supposed to be, and you are already free. Da da da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Da 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 da.
That was Give Thanks by Bloom. So for those of you who do not know, Louise Hay was a wonderful figure and a great role model in the spiritual community. She was the founder of Hay House, which has published thousands of New Thought books by authors like Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, and Eckhart Tolle. She presented many speeches and lectures on self-love, which is why we chose that topic for her tribute today. And she's just such a wonderful person. And Ashton, is there anything you would like to add about Louise Hay?
Oh my gosh, I just am so grateful for all that she has done, and not only in her own writing, because she's an amazing author and speaker, and she has made lots of videos too, but with her work with Hay House, her publishing company, they've put out some of the best spiritual books and material like ever, and I just think that is one of the biggest, things to really happen in the spiritual community. So just so grateful.
Definitely. And they actually have Hay House Radio too. So her company got into a lot of stuff, but it's just great quality in all of their content, and just everything is very spot on. So her contribution to this world is definitely one that is felt across, many people, many cultures.
Yes.
Love her so much.
Yeah, she's got it all going on, just full spectrum kind of lady.
Yeah, and
I love it.
Me too. I did find a quote that I wanted to read, which tells you how much she was into self-love and loving yourself. And the quote says, "I found that there is only one thing that heals every problem, and that is to know how to love yourself." So that right there kind of tells you how into self-love she was. She believes that it could heal every problem that you had. Amazing.
That's huge. That's the essence for her, was that connection to the self, and the abundance that comes through that, and how it helps you love others, and how it helps you love the world, and that's the foundation of everything.
Yeah, and self-love, it can be hard to get into at first, but because we're all more critical of ourselves usually than anybody else, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, but once you do, I think you can move into a state of self-love. But what kind of tips, Ashton, do you have for self-love, getting into self-love?
I think it's a process, and a lot of it, I think, is just kind of unlearning what we were taught. We're given all of these programs essentially as kids of how we're not good enough for the world, and how we have to fit in and have a standard job and follow the standard American dream, and if you don't, you're not good enough. And so it's just so important to remember who you are and know that you're part of the universe's creation, and the universe wouldn't have created you if it wasn't for a purpose. So you have a purpose just in being alive, and I think the more we can just accept ourselves for who we are and let go of what other people think, and work on ourselves and better ourselves and be gentle on ourselves, then that's when we start to put our own feelings first, and that's huge.
Yeah, I've started incorporating the word gentle into my meditation. So if I notice a thought and I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid for having that, or something like that, I'm like, oh, I need to be more gentle with myself and know that everything's going to be okay. For self-love, I always enjoy thinking about, or just imagining myself giving myself a hug, or just saying something nice to myself, or "You're awesome," you've been through a lot. We go through a lot as humans, and there's a lot of doubt and worries and fear and all this stuff, and sometimes we're a little too critical of ourselves for experiencing what it's like to be a human. So for me, I would say just accept the fact that we go through things like that. We're not perfect. We're not going to feel great all the time, every single day of every minute. That's just what it is. But we can be gentle with ourselves, like you said, and like you also said, let it go. And I think meditation is great as well. So going within And when you go within, you're able to let go of things more easily. You're able to become aware of what you're holding in more easily.
That's like the gateway to self-love almost. Is like through meditation, you create a palpable connection to yourself, like, because we're souls embodying our bodies. We're souls, not just bodies. So through meditation, you create that strong connection and that energetic bridge to the source of your good feelings. So through meditation, you get in tune with that more often, and it's easier to be gentle on yourself, and you can have like a little bit of space between you and your emotions, and that really gives you that wiggle room to really feel good all the time, even amidst really bad feelings, like the waves of life or whatever. Like you're saying, like, how can we love ourselves through feeling down, or it's like being gentle through just everything, and just loving every part of yourself and accepting every part of yourself. And that's how we're really going to learn how to love other people.
And for those who aren't into meditation or haven't tried it or kind of struggle with it, there are guided meditations on YouTube by Louise Hay on self-love, and many more from other people on that same topic, short meditations, long meditations. But if you are struggling with meditation, we actually did an episode on meditation on the afternoon show, which you can go back and listen to. We give you some tips on that. So meditation is a big aspect of loving yourself and everything else, really, finding peace within yourself. And I think meditation is amazing for everything. But when you are able to love yourself, then you are able to spread that love to others, and you're able to affect your reality, what you manifest. I think it even changes your physical appearance. If you can find love for how you look now, if you can find love for your body and your physical appearance, and just the whole you, once you find that love, I think it really does change the physical appearance of you. I think when you start to feel good and you start to love yourself, you start to look good as well.
Oh, it's so true. You begin to discover what is uniquely you, and you begin to discover what feels good for you. So you might even start dressing differently, or going to different places, or turning down things that you were saying yes to before because you were just kind of living through other people, or letting other people's feelings be more important than yours. And when you're in a self-love state, you're okay with saying no, you're okay with doing this, you're okay with putting yourself first in a balanced way. And that's so true, that you're I know my style changed a lot when I started to really accept who I was, and I started playing music, and I started letting myself just do what I wanted to do, because we're told that we need to do this whole program thing, like I was saying earlier. So how can we let the inner child come out? When you're a kid, you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're just doing what you enjoy all the time, and you're not comparing oh, should I be a businessman or a firefighter? You're just doing what you want to do, and that joy, that love that is natural, that flow state as a child can return in an even stronger way, just by beginning to accept your own intuition and your own feelings, and learning how to slow down enough to feel them, and giving yourself the space to process what you're actually feeling, and loving yourself through that process.
Beautifully said.
Woo!
Self-love really does open up a lot of doors, and I think the more we talk about it, the more I think it is true that what you need to heal every problem is loving yourself.
It is kind of crazy, especially in the spiritual community. There's a balance it's polarized as well. Like on one end, in like, you know, extreme like Hinduism, it's very much like almost like self-sacrifice and like putting your feelings away, and like, you know, in a religion it's kind of like numbing yourself and, you know, giving yourself to the rules of the Bible or whatever. And then on the other end of the polarization, there's like extreme like egotistical like Messiah complex self-love spiritual people who are like, you know, all about themselves and they don't care about your feelings at all. And, you know, I think that's coming from like a mind-based place, but once you're coming from the like the universal heart and like the soul, then when you are actually loving yourself, you really learn how to love others. And if you're not being gentle with others, then you're not really being gentle with yourself, because I mean, we're all one as well. So if you're not treating others well, then you haven't really learned self-love either.
Right. It all starts from within, and it is kind of a beautiful side effect, I guess you could say, of finding the pure self-love, not just kind of like egotistical self-love, but the pure soul level self-love just opens up those doors, and you will start to notice how more compassionate and loving you are to others, just like you said. So any final
it's like
thoughts?
a natural process.
Like a natural
I guess,
process.
yeah, my final thoughts would just be kind of like, once you're in that self-love state, you're like naturally nicer to others, and you're like naturally changing your diet, or it's just kind of like, it's important to get into the self-love state, and then everything comes from there. That's probably why Louise Hay is like, it's the answer, because once you're like, oh, I feel the love of myself, and then you think differently, then you like come from a different state of being, so then you respond to the world differently, and you have different actions.
Definitely. Louise Hay is an amazing person, and she's so beautiful, all the way up to 90 years old. She's just such a beautiful person. So I think that kind of gives you an idea of what loving yourself your whole life will do to you.
True.
All right. Let's move on now to the Ashton's song Spotlight.
The song spotlight for this week is going to be Papadesia's song, Planting the Seeds of Life. And the reason I chose the song is because the beautiful lyrics, and I like that it's really mellow, and I love the concept that they're going around planting seeds of life, not just like a simple plant, but like, you know, their music plants seeds in our minds that are like templates to create a whole world. And the lyrics are very much about learning how to go within rather than seeking without. And I think that's good for today's topic. So enjoy Planting the Seeds of Life by Papadosia.
So human, look outside yourself. Search for answers puts you in a spell. Trying times have helped you build a
That was Planting the Seeds of Life by Papadozio. Thank you, Ashton, for bringing that to all of our attention.
Oh, yes. Honored to do so.
Well, do you have anything to say before we get into our next segment, the uplifting prank calls?
Just remember that who you are is more than good enough, and you're worthy of all the love that you give away to others to put on yourself. And you've got this.
Oh, that is a great thing to say. Is you got this. I think it's a good affirmation. Like, I got this. I can get through it.
Got this. We got this because we're all in it together.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's get into the uplifting prank calls.
Uplifting prank calls.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Company. Aki speaking. My ass who's calling.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can.
Excellent. My name is Selo, and I just wanted to call and wish you a happy day. I know sometimes work can be hard, but I hope you have a great rest of your day and know that it's all worth it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Bye.
For recovery. Hello?
Hi, how are you today? Hello?
Yes,
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool. I was just calling to tell you that you guys are super appreciated for all that you do, and I just wanted to call and wish you a really awesome day and tell you that you're loved and that you can do anything you set your heart to. So thanks for answering.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. And same to you.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you so
All
much.
right.
Yep,
Thank
you
you.
have a good one. Yeah, absolutely.
There you have it.
Uplifting prank calls.
That was
Yay!
the uplifting prank calls. It's good to get back into it. We've taken a break for a little while, but I just love doing those calls. And that time, that gentleman kind of surprised me with how much he appreciated it.
Right, though? Exactly. I mean, it's like such their whole day. That makes my whole day every time. I'm like, yes. Every day.
Yeah, I remember one time you were like kind of sad because something happened, but then we did it, and you're like, I feel way better after doing that.
That's so true. It's like therapy, seriously. Like, it's so nice to just give random kindness.
Definitely. Random acts of kindness. That's what it's all about, is kind of spreading those seeds of happy.
Right, and it's like it comes back to you, and that's what this world needs. And if we have enough people doing it, it'll just come back to all of us, and then we'll have a whole world of kindness.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here, and I just want to thank Louise Hay for all that she did on Earth, and I feel now that she's passed, she's able to do even more, kind of in the other dimension, where she's able to go around to everybody and help everybody that wants her help. So, wishing Louise Hay all the best wherever she's at, and all the best to her family and friends for their loss.
Mm-hmm.
Anything final you'd like to say, Ashton, about self-love or Louise Hay, or anything before we play the final song?
I think today's closing message should be that to dream big and to love yourself enough to dream as big as Louise Hay did, because she was. I mean, who knows what her parents and what her family thought of her when she was trying to be a self-love author back when she started all this. And then now she's like a multi-faceted multi-millionaire company, all this stuff. She's dies at 90 and has a happy life to be thankful for, and has done so much work. Dream big and know that you deserve all the success that you wish for.
Beautiful. Well,
and let go of small thoughts about yourself too.
Yeah, don't be too hard. Be gentle.
Yes.
Well, beautiful. We're going to end the show today here with Love Letters to God by Nako and Medicine for the People.
Always give what you can, even if your allies draw lines in the sand, and dig. Always dig a little deeper. Sometimes it's hard to be my brother's keeper. Love, so you let love in. Baby, I am home in the wake of your skin, and it's crazy how we wear a ceremony. Always be open to your path and your journey. Yes, she cradles my loneliness, a home at a forest nest. Universal test, feel the weight of my love. Put your hand on my chest and rest in the cradle of my arms. The battle that we face is a place where our scars come from. And to pick up the gun, my love, we are destined to teach these ones to be brave and never run away. Courage is birthed from the womb on the first light of day. Yeah, the day you were born, you came out perfect, never meant to be torn in silence. Never been so loud in the violence, never been so proud of our people. When we're fighting for a change, not afraid to lose it all. Despite all the rage, we are animals and we cannot be caged. Provoke us to fight, so we burn a little sage and write poetry. Wiser than the enemy will ever be. The minority and authority. Are you here to protect or arrest me? I can't tolerate the hate and I'm losing sleep. Can't breathe 'cause they're choking out a war in me. Immorality, yeah. Love letters to God. I wonder if she reads them or if they get lost in the stars, stars and stars. Yeah. So many parts to a heavy heart. If there's no beginning, then where would you start? Start, where would you start? Human souls, so we carve them into storytelling pose. 'Cause we're always searching for a certain goal, a pattern of physics, a role. Don't believe how you're told, and open up your fist. A misconception, you can fight like this and praise. With the power of prayer, if God's on our side, we can take the stairs to the heavens. Flipping through my chapter 7, I live with the snakes and the great deception, no court. In this country for men who steal from the mother on paper with pen. And we're tripping down a red dirt road and we're asking, is this the way we should go? Kissing soft top feet, oh my God, this we walk the earth, baby.